I'm gonna have to get real comfortable for this one, y'all. So, what's poppin', you guys? It is your girl, Noni Juice, if you did not know. If you were just seeing my face for the very first time. And really, I don't know if I'm going to put this out or not. This might just be a test because I'm trying to test out my microphone. I'm trying to test up this setup. So let me know down below how you guys feel about it. But while I test all of this equipment out, it was on my spirit, y'all. It was on my heart to talk about this viral situation that is going on right now with The Breakfast Club and Jess Hilarious and Loren LoRosa. And for one of my very first episodes of these type style videos that I will be making more often, I wanted it to be a little bit more planned out. But, you know, sometimes they say when you have a good idea and it's on your heart to tell people about it, you just go for it. So I'm just going to be spitballing ideas to you guys because what I have seen in the last like 24 hours, crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you guys do not know what it is that I am talking about, The Breakfast Club. It is a very famous Hall of Fame radio show that is on. It is syndicated across America, and it consists of Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, and I guess now Loren LoRosa. So if you have not been keeping up with the entire story of what actually went down, so Angela Yee used to be the third member of the Breakfast Club for about like 13, 14 years. I'm not going to be super accurate with it right now. But she ended up leaving and they were looking for somebody to fill her spot. Jess Hilarious gets the spot. Okay, she secures the bag. She gets the contract. She is the person who is going to be the third voice on The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. Shortly after that, she announces that she is actually pregnant. So with you being pregnant, you have to take a maternity leave. She takes her maternity leave, I want to say maybe if she got there in like February, March. I don't, like I said, I don't have the accurate dates right now because I'm just like spitballing ideas. But she took her maternity leave, I want to say towards the end of summer. It could have been around like the end of July. I know for sure she was gone in August, and I believe she was for sure gone in September. And for the rest of 2024, she was here and there. When she actually officially came back, I think, I don't know, I'm going to just say October, at some point in October. But who was filling in for her was Loren LoRosa. And during this time period, a lot of people, especially in the comments of like on YouTube and on Instagram and things like that, they were really starting to feel Loren LoRosa. They were appreciating her awesome journalism style when she was delivering the trending pop culture segment on the show. They thought that she fit in seamlessly with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. And one thing about being in radio, because if y'all are just tuning into this for the very first time, I am a radio host myself. I have a show, my own show called Jammin with Juice on 101.7 The Truth from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day. Holla at me. But one thing that you should know in radio is people get used to a new voice quickly. Like programming is real. All right. So when it came to The Breakfast Club and just being out for a while because of maternity leave, like, girl, take care of your baby, have a safe delivery, all that good stuff. Loren was filling in for her, whom Jess did say she picked. She said she picked Loren LoRosa to be her fill-in host. But the fans start really liking her. Listeners start really liking Loren. And when Jess finally did come back to The Breakfast Club, Loren didn't leave. Loren did not leave The Breakfast Club. They gave her a senior news producer role or something like that because she was killing it. I mean, she was absolutely doing a great job when it came to the interviews that they were having and coming up with questions and being extremely detailed in her pop culture segment that they called Jess with the Mess. And she has a TMZ background. Like, she went to school for journalism, I believe. So she knows how to do the investigation, gather all the sources, get the details of the information, and she was able to deliver it well to the people. Now, when Jess came back, they started heavily critiquing Jess when it came to how she was delivering the Jess with the Mess segment, which is her segment, by the way. That is her pop culture trending topics segment. Right? So people in the comments, Instagram, YouTube, all over the internet, start comparing the two. Jess and Loren. Some people were saying, man, Jess, you shouldn't have been gone that long because, now we like Loren and Loren does a better job at this, or Loren needs to help you to know how to read because, Jess, you be fumbling the bag with the words and stuff like that. Really just coming after Jess and how she delivered her own segment, Jess with the Mess. It started to become routine for Jess and Loren to kind of do the segment together. People still in the comments talking a lot of mess, saying they like Loren a lot, but then you had some people saying that they like Jess a lot. And so it was a lot of back and forth when it came to the listeners and the fans and what they wanted. And you can somewhat feel the tension with Jess and Loren both being there, and eventually it got to the point where Loren was coming in and was doing most of Jess with the Mess, and Jess was kind of just there, But to make a long story short, everything kind of came to a head after a video was circulating of Corey Holcomb. He was talking mess. I don't know what podcast or what platform he was on, and I think it dropped maybe a week or two ago. I don't know, but it just started circulating online of him comparing Jess Hilarious to Loren LoRosa, saying that, hey, you went on your maternity leave, you allowed for this woman to come in here and she was better than you and she took your spot, and like, you're not even funny. And he was really being obnoxious. I'm not gonna lie to you, he was taking it too far. He was taking it way too far at coming with Jess, and I believe they have some sort of beef or something like that, so he just don't want her to win regardless. Okay, he don't want to see her happy at all. So I'm just like, okay, you made your point, whatever, right? And everybody, of course, is showing this clip around on social media. They're putting it on their stories, and they're just making think pieces, and all the blogs are picking it up, because when one blog picks it up, then all the rest of them have to pick it up. And Jess responds, shouldn't have done that one, girl. Shouldn't have done that one. Jess responded, and it wasn't even necessarily about what Corey was saying, because I think Jess has tougher skin than that. But what I will say is it got to her. It was a buildup of comments. It was a buildup of listeners and what they had to say. It was a buildup of just he say, she say, and hearsay in general from just people comparing Loren and comparing Jess. And she responded, and she went on her Instagram live yesterday, and she just aired it out, y'all. She aired out everything. She aired out everything when it came to the Breakfast Club, how she has been feeling. She was saying how the Breakfast Club feels like it's like a high school, and I'll go on maternity leave and I come back, and Loren, the person who I picked to fill in for me, she's still here, but nobody was communicating to Jess as to why Loren necessarily was still around, because you would assume, hey, once Jess comes back, okay, Loren, thank you so much, like, bye. But she did such a good job that they kept her around, and so they told her she was going to be the senior news producer, but then she started getting more airtime, and it was mostly just on Jess with the Mess. So now Jess is like, y'all got this girl who I picked to fill in for me when I was away, when I had my baby, and now y'all have her on my segment, and it feels like we over here going at each other for airtime and trying to both do the same role, essentially. Like, if y'all are trying to make her be the fourth host, let me know something, like what's really going on. There wasn't good communication with the Breakfast Club team, in my opinion. There weren't, from what I'm hearing, let me just say that, from what it seems like, from what Jess is saying, is there wasn't a lot of good communication when it came to them telling Jess straight up like what it really is. And it could feel to Jess like she kind of is being replaced in a sense on her own segment, in her own spot. And with everybody comparing Jess and Loren online, and they were constantly almost pitting the two against each other, like picking like, oh, I like Jess more, I like Loren more, or who should actually have the spot. Jess felt like nobody came to her defense. She's like, bro, nobody at the Breakfast Club decided to clear the air to like make it seem like I'm not the mean girl here in this situation, make it seem like y'all just aren't the ones that's communicating to me and telling me what it is or what it's not. And I really think that that was what got it out of proportion, was the lack of communication and the lack of just being transparent with Jess to tell her, like, hey, we feel as though Loren did a really great job while she was filling in for you. We're going to hire her on as a senior news producer, and she's also going to be doing a segment. It's going to be Just with the Mess, but we're not going to call it Just with the Mess. We're going to call it something else. I honestly feel like it was corporate's fault, because the higher ups, because they were not transparent with Jess to let her know what the tea really was, what was going on, and what their plan was for Loren moving forward on the show since Jess got back from maternity leave. That's my personal opinion. I think that is what went down, honestly. But my main issue that I have is the consumers. The consumers, us, the people who watch and consume the content on whatever platform it is that we're watching it on, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, we're the problem. Because why do you feel the need to put your 2 cents in the comments of the video, and you know it's a negative comment? Like, I really question humanity. What happened to the days of you think something, and yeah, it might not be positive, and they used to say, like, hey, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. They didn't say you couldn't think it. They never said you couldn't be in your own head and have whatever thoughts it is that you want to have about a situation. That was never the case. But it just baffles me how people on the internet feel like it's cool to take the thoughts that's in their head, even if they're negative thoughts about somebody else who you do not know, and put it in the comment section of a place that they could possibly see it at. Because what are your intentions with that? Are you trying to hurt that person? Are you trying to get them to feel bad? I don't like that. I don't like how we even put Loren and Jess against each other like that, because there's room for women all around, wherever. They both are great in their own ways. I'm not going to sit here and act like in my own head I didn't say, like, oh, I really like Loren doing this segment because I have a journalism background. I understand the importance of going into detail and doing the further research and getting extra sources and doing all that stuff. That's my preference of how I get my information. Some people don't like that preference. Some people just like Jess and her being funny and her, cracking the jokes and making light of the situations and making people feel good. But I wasn't about to go online and type all of that out on their YouTube to say, like, man, I really like Loren and y'all need to get rid of Jess. Absolutely not. I actually like that all 4 of them are on there, because they serve different purposes. They truly do. And I think that we need to stop as a people putting each other against each other. It's really our fault. And y'all need to start keeping comments to yourself. If it is not nice, do not say it at all. If you would not say it to their face, do not type it in a comment section. Like, that should just be law. That should just be something you just don't do. And another thing that I'll bring up is I don't like the fact that people were saying that Jess messed up by getting pregnant and taking a maternity leave. And I like that Jess addressed that in her live, because she said, in this industry, in this media industry, which I am also in, there is no right time to have a baby. There is no right time to ask somebody be a fill-in for you. Like, at what point do you take a break when you want to have a baby? When you're 40? After you've gotten certain accolades and you are at a certain level? Like, Jess is already at a great level. She's known as an influencer. She's known in the comedy space. She's known in the radio space now. Like, she's known in so many areas, and she's doing what she has to do for her career. And I don't want us saying, like, well, she should have never got pregnant. That's crazy to say. Telling a woman that she should have never got pregnant or else this wouldn't have never happened. Men don't have those same issues. They don't have to take off for a while because they have a baby. Even when the dad takes his paternity leave, he's not gone that long. He's definitely not gone as long as the mom is. So I don't want us to be saying that to her, because she's also going through postpartum. So this is just a lot of unnecessary drama for a new mom. And this is her second baby, but she's still a new mom. She's a new mom to a little girl. And she had her first baby when she was extremely young. So this is all new for her. She is handling a lot. She is on tour. She's doing comedy shows. And I think we need to extend her some grace, and also just other women in the industry who want to have babies, who want to get pregnant, who want to have children, who want to settle down and start families. Because y'all be the main people complaining that women don't know how to put the work down and be domesticated and be, a homemaker. But then when she's choosing to, y'all are trying to get her up out her spot, getting her up out of her job. That's not cool to me. That's honestly really trash. Y'all really don't be girls for real. Because I saw a lot of girls in the comments putting these two women against each other, saying Jess shouldn't have never got pregnant at that time. It was too soon. It was too risky. There's never a perfect time. Sometimes there is never a perfect time for these things to happen. But I think I will just end this all to say we have to do better as consumers watching this content, to not just say anything on the internet to anybody just because we can. Because you wouldn't want somebody doing that to you, and you don't know what type of pressure that these people are under. And I would hate for comments and things like that to get under like Jess's skin, for example, and she just, get extremely depressed or something like that. Like, that's not what we want. Not at all. It's not what I want. I don't know what y'all want, because y'all be crazy sometimes. But that's not what I want. Both women can take up space in that area, and both women can do a really great job at it, and both women can have a seat at the table. We have to stop making it seem like we all can't eat, or we all can't get it together. Like, we just have to. We just have to. But that's just my 2 cents. We didn't get to talk about it on my show today on Jammin with Juice from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. at 1017 The Truth, or on 1017 The Truth. We didn't get to talk about it, but it was really on my heart. And I was like, you know what? Since I'm trying to have this new setup and things like that, I was like, I have not done an episode yet to test out my equipment with the lighting and everything like that. So I was like, let me just go ahead and put this out there and see how y'all feel, because I really do want whatever type of content that I make for y'all to feel comfortable to talk to me as well. So yeah, let me know how y'all feel about the entire conversation. Who do you guys feel was wrong in this entire Breakfast Club, Jess Hilarious, Loren LoRosa situation? Because I'm putting the blame strictly mostly on their bosses for not handling and being upfront and transparent with Jess as soon as she got back, or even before she got back, to let her know what was going on with Loren, because it felt like they were in limbo. And I also placed the blame on the consumers for stirring up unnecessary drama per usual. We always tell these celebrities, don't look at the comments, don't feed into the comments, but we're human, okay? Sometimes we are going to feed into the comments. Sometimes we're going to look at it, especially like Jess said, if you kind of agree with what the commenters are saying. But you don't have to say everything that comes to your brain just because you got some thumbs and you own internet service. Like, just start keeping stuff to yourself, and let's stop putting Black women specifically against each other. I don't like it. They both can do whatever it is that they want to do. They both do it well in so many different areas of life, not just this situation, but just in general. Okay. While you're at it, let me know how you guys feel about this setup. Do you think it's cute? Do you have any pointers for me? Like, I came on here looking real rough, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I came on here real rough. But this was just all a test run. Who knows if I even put this up on YouTube. But if I do, let me know how you guys are feeling everything in the comments down below. Do you like how this sounds? Do you like how it looks? I hope you guys stick around for more when I drop another episode. But until then, you guys, it is me, your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. And I'm out.